Hello and welcome. Today is another pre-recorded episode just because I really wanted to talk about this mod. As you can see, these are the Halo weapons from the Halo weapon mod that I found. Very cool. I like the Sergeant Johnson NPC. I think, the sprite could use a little work, but that's alright. Anyway, here are the weapons. They are truly wonderful. Some of them are balanced, and some of them I will keep in this playthrough. And then some are just so good that I feel like I could beat the game with just one of them. Easily. Right now. Of course, that is the assault rifle. The Magnum, I can't afford the Magnum. And this isn't a mod overview. It's just, at my stage in the game, here's what it looks like. So, here's the spiker. I forgot the door was shut, but, yeah. It is such a good weapon. I mean, really. It just clears out. The crystal needles I buy later, they bounce, I think they have a bit of like a sink onto a target. They track. And here's the Archer NPC that comes from a completely different mod. This is just part of the playthrough, so I felt like I should keep in all the stuff to keep you guys updated. Now this guy is pretty cool, and I'm thinking about actually paying more attention to the archery class itself, the ranged class, for in the future, because I've never done that before. But I buy some of this stuff off this guy. Pretty decent prices, I thought. Pretty good. I just sort out. Anyway, so here's some of the things I want to talk about with the mod. I do not know how you get the Master Chief armor. I'm sure it's probably... I'm thinking it's probably with the completion of a certain boss, or into hard mode, or a different NPC. But I'm excited to see how that looks. I'm also... I wish that there were different armors, because I do not know at the moment, but I really hope there's like ODST armor, even just as cosmetic. I think it would look really cool. And I hope the rest of the weapons are in hard mode, but this is just it's just a little mod that's getting some work on it. It's very cool. I like it so far, but as you can tell, this little gun here, the assault rifle, is a bit overpowered at this stage of the game. It is awesome though, and it really is fun to use. And the energy sword is very underpowered, believe it or not. It's not auto swing, and it has the same attack as a copper or any short sword. So, only left or right, and it does 50 damage. And I felt like, well, at this point in the game, I think it's definitely reasonable because, it's as good as a short sword in, like, attack speed and all that, but its damage is definitely worth it. So I feel like it's definitely balanced in that sense that for your limited range of motion, you get a good amount of damage. But I feel like later in the mod, which it might already be there in hard mode, but if it's not, I feel like an upgraded version that does, say, 300 damage. I say after Moonlord. 300 auto swing. Make it really feel like an energy sword. The gravity hammer, I feel like, is great, and it's perfectly balanced, because, it does okay damage, but the gravity aspect, the knockback, is just wonderful. Especially later in this video, you see me just punching ghosts just off into the sun. And the plasma pistol is very underpowered. So, I mean, as you can tell, it's okay. It's worth what it should be worth. It is very mediocre. That's how the plasma pistol is. Because there's obviously no vehicles for you to, disable with its right-click blast on this. But I really like most of the weapons. As you can see, that gravity hammer just makes them fly. Spiker's really good. The assault rifle's really good. I do wish that the Magnum maybe had a few different iterations for effectiveness, because I feel like right now the only Magnum I've seen is 10 Platinum, and it's just, just insanely overpowered, which it is the Halo 1 Magnum. But I feel like something a bit more usable and different versions of it, like the Survivor pistol from Halo 2, could be kind of intermediate. It's not that good. Or the Halo 3 pistol, whatever that's called. The assault rifle is fantastic, though. And I have exploding bullets, because that's what Sergeant Johnson has, and I don't have guns yet. So I'm sure all this damage I'm taking would be gone. But the assault rifle is just... I feel like as soon as I get into hard mode, it'll be something I can take, but this stage of the game is just way too good. And that's not a problem itself, it's great, but I feel like for this playthrough I should try to be, you know, what is reasonable and not too cheaty, because I feel like this would undermine some of the bosses. I really did enjoy this. I think some of the sprites could be a bit resized and touched up on, but hey, that's alright. I also saw a battle rifle for sale during a party, but I didn't have enough gold to get it. Very cool weapon, I will say. I don't know how well the battle rifle handles, but I also think the sniper should be added kind of as like a, you know, you already have the Terraria sniper rifle, but maybe a step up with that smoke trail. That would be really cool. And there's a few other things, like the plasma rifle, which I'm pretty sure is in here. I'm pretty sure, but the brute plasma rifle would be cool as well. I mean, all you gotta do is reskin the color and add some extra damage outputs and all that. And I really want the SMG as a pre-mode weapon, and then maybe you could add duels as a different weapon for later in the game, like a crafting recipe, something like that. I think that would be very intriguing. I also think, like, you know, there's just a whole bunch of weapons from Halo that could have a variant in Terraria. From, you know, you have your, like, rocket launcher you get from the android or droid or whatever later in the game, and I feel like you could add in the rocket launcher or the grenade launcher from the Halo series, and it would fit in pretty well with the bouncy physics and all that. Just have to add on to it. And I think plasma grenades, because you already have those sticky grenades, but if they could actually, like, somehow stick onto entities, which I don't know if that's something you could do, but, or even just reskin them and just add them as a different item. That would still be pretty cool in my opinion, as long as you could buy them from the sergeant. Just anything in general. Promethean weapons you could add, but, you know, they're not classic Halo. Halo 4, though, has, I think, the saw. I love the saw. You can look past all the things you don't like about Halo 4, and the saw is just a fun weapon to use. It is truly a gift. The story may be lacking. The Prometheans may be not that fun to fight. They may have changed the art style, but dang, is that weapon fun to use. Also, some Halo enemies would be nice, you know. I don't know how you add elites and Sanguinies and everything to the game, but hey, if you find a way, man, I got it. Invasion events. You know, have the Covenant invade, and have different stages, like how the Goblin Army pre-hard mode is very simple, and then after hard mode, you know, you could have brutes and stuff added. That would be cool, man. Whoever created this mod, now that would be cool. Also, here's a King Slime thing I found, you know, like 2 days after killing him. That is actually pretty cool. Add some movement and some bonus and everything like that. Pretty neato. I just wanted to pre-record this because I'm like, man, there's too much I could talk about with this Halo mod. I love it already. It's probably one of my favorite mods of all time for any game. I wish there were more Halo mods in Minecraft that actually fit in, but I feel like in Terraria, there's already a lot of firearms and there's things like that. I feel like some mounts would be nice. Hey, I feel like this is just one dude doing it, and he's doing a great job. And I really enjoy the mod as it is, and I just hope he continues to update it. He or she continues to update this mod. It is wonderful. Thank you so much to whoever's doing this. You're doing a great job. I love it. Thank you. I love all these mods that I'm finding on the mod loader that are like, some of them are just huge, like that one that I had to leave out, sadly. And then some of them are just very simple, like the one that just adds extra vampire knife rebalances. And I really hope it adds extra vampire knives. I want more of them. More of them in the game, please. I love vampire knives so much. Okay, so here is... in the original, when I first started this fight, on accident, I didn't even know it was a boss fight. I was just like, oh, what is this thing? Maybe it dropped something cool. Yeah, but I was like, okay. But as soon as I spawned it and realized it was a boss, I had to stop using the Halo weapons, because I was like, well, it's kind of cheating, you know, in my playthrough to use the weapons that are mildly overpowered. Which I don't know about the spiker. I feel like maybe, like, pre-wall of flash, but as you can tell, I mean, the plasma pistol, very balanced, but not the best weapon. I'd rather use the flame burst staff myself. And this was not an ideal place to fight this boss, I do not think. Yeah, and then I switched to this. I kept trying not to use the spiker because I knew I could have killed it if I would have used that spiker. When I had to use my bow. You know, because mana is not... It does not stay there infinitely. And I'm thinking with archery, because I have like 3 archery mods installed, because I always go melee. Always melee. And I thought, hey, just this once, I'll go range. Which, I'm not sure what version of Terraria this is. I don't know if True Light Armor is in the game. I believe so. But yeah, we'll go with that. And the Daedalus Stormbow is there. But yeah, this is the point in the fight where I'm like, well, I'm not gonna live. And I'll talk to you guys later.